Are you aware that you're in a trance? Like literally, are you aware that you are in a big trance that you call life? We're going to talk about that trance today, and we are going to turn that trance into your transformation. If you're ready, let's begin.
Are you ready to shine? Come on, it's the shiny one.
You got this. Welcome to the Shiny Minds Show with Dr. Shiny. Today, I bring passion, transformation, and I bring my Neuro-Shine technology for you. I am going to talk about what trance means, what it is doing to you, what is autopilot creating in your life without you even realizing. So first of all, we're going to define what trances are. We're going to look at what is it costing you, and we're going to look at a great transformation story that I am going to share with you from my Academy of Neuro-Shine technology. And then I'm going to give you some tips, actually super helpful tips with my Neuro-Shine technology. And then we're going to leave you with some delicious questions. So let's start by defining what trances are. By definition, a trance is a transition. If you look at it from scientific terminology, a trance is where you are hijacked by some other forces, but not your conscious awareness. Some other forces, meaning some other programs and conditions and some societal opinions that are running at the back of your brain, but you are not in control of them because they are in control of you. That's why you are not consciously aware of them. When you look at it from the perspective of brain waves, a trance is what happens when your brain is in transition from one brainwave to another brainwave. And when you are in that trance, which means that you do not have access to everything around you, everything that is about you. So when you are thinking about the trances that you go through in a day, you're driving, you're in a trance. Why? Because your conscious awareness is not there. Your subconscious takes over because you have been driving for so many years. In neurolinguistic programming, we call it the unconscious competence. You do not need your conscious, and that's why it goes unconscious, but you're still competent, right? Your body does the work, not your conscious faculty. That's one scenario. Another scenario is a more dangerous one when you are eating. When you are eating, because it becomes a trance, a habitual, a default formation where you already conditioned yourself to do certain things at a certain rate, by certain frequency, with certain amounts, and with certain taste, and everything that you are looking for in your food when you eat. And if you never inserted your conscious awareness into that habit, that action, perhaps that's where it becomes dangerous. And that's where the trance becomes not a transformation, but a trance condition. If you look at it as a trance condition, then you can understand that it is conditioned. It is programmed into you. You did not necessarily choose it consciously. And that is what makes it autopilot. You have this autopilot in this machine that you need every day as you go by your day. And that autopilot wants the best for you. And that's why it takes care of things without you thinking about it. Imagine your organs. They are totally on autopilot, and then you do want them on autopilot. You don't want to calculate how fast you want to pump your blood. Trust me, you love and you are actually super grateful for your heart to be doing that. We are all grateful for that. So those autopilot functions of our body, we never think about. We never ever question. There is cosmic intelligence there. I'm not talking about that though. That's cosmic intelligence. The part that goes unnoticed, the part that goes still on autopilot, are the parts that are costing us, like eating, I talked about. Another dangerous example is our relationships. I can talk a lot about our relationships because when we go into a relationship, not knowing who we are, not knowing who the person is in front of us, not knowing how sharp our words are, our tonality is, and what we can make or break in the way that we use our language, how we communicate actually shows the way that we are programmed. Communication goes more than what it does. It is supposed to create collaborations and connections and relationships, and everything that we do, we communicate, right? When you think about communication, the importance of it, how much of a glue that is in our society, in the world, in our humanity. And yet, think about when was the last time you stopped, you paused, and you literally asked yourself about your communication style. When was the last time? Or is it also something that is on autopilot? My dear shiny minds, that's where it gets really dangerous, because when we live our lives on autopilot, when we communicate and then create conversations on autopilot, then we hurt each other. Then we make each other go into pain and suffering. And we don't even realize that we do that. We go into fear. We go into fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of losing, fear of not trying, fear of not being good enough. It's all because we are on autopilot, and then we never took the time to pause and question the way that we communicate, question the way that we show up for others in our life. And that autopilot is costing us. It's costing you your health. It's costing you your wealth. It's costing you your relationships. But most importantly, it's costing you the relationship that is the most important, the one that with yourself. That is the autopilot that I want to talk about. And that is the trance that I want to turn into transformation with passion and with my Neuro-Shine technology. So transformation is possible. We can only do it when we truly want to. And I do have my formula for change, which is change equals awareness multiplied by willingness. When you become aware of the fact that, hey, I am in a trance. What kind of a trance am I in? What am I not seeing? What am I not aware of? What are the autopilot behaviors, the autopilot patterns that I have that I am completely clueless about? If you begin to ask these questions to yourself, if you begin to notice what you have never noticed before, that is awareness. And that's where everything begins. That's where transformation begins, because you get the trance and then you turn that trance into awareness, right? Now you have that, what I call mental file in your mind about it. Now you can visualize what the pattern is. You can catch yourself when you go into autopilot again. Next time you experience yourself going on autopilot, you catch yourself. I'll give you an example. Today, when I was doing my group mentor coaching for my students in my program, we talked about automated things that we say in our language, in our everyday conversations. Just like something easy, like no problem, thank you, okay, voila, all kinds of things that we say, but we never think about the appropriateness, the value, the context around these words, because we are on autopilot. We just say it a lot. It's a habit, right? It's a conditioning. It's a trance condition. Whether we chose it or not, it is a condition. If we are not mindful of the way that we use it, if it comes automated without you consciously choosing, without you intentionally deciding and picking that, that's autopilot. That's trance. Right? So we talked about those habitual words that we use and the phrases that we use in our everyday life. And then I invited everybody to pause and to take more time to formulate. So think about the value, the appropriateness, and the context around our words more than the words that we share. Let me give you a concrete example. When we are talking, we don't necessarily calculate how many words we are going to use, how many words we are going to choose when we say what we want to say. We just go unlimited of the time. If we are not in a meeting and if it is not timely, if it is a casual, somewhat conversation, right? The important thing is, can we be more precise? Can we stop the autopilot of just letting a ton of words come out of our mouths and instead hold it? I do have a formula that I call wait, why am I talking? That can be applied beautifully here, because if you wait, if you really mentally think about and filter through what we are about to say, why we want to say that, what is the intention behind that, how would they receive when we say that? Is there a better way, a more efficient, a more loving, a more encouraging way to say that? That's a lot of mental activity in the brain already, isn't it? So that's why it requires a lot of quiet time within. That's how you can stop the autopilot of talking, sharing way too many words that are not necessary, that are not needed, that are not going to help anybody. And instead, letting go of all those and instead just taking your time, sitting quietly, and then calculating, see how else I can share what I want to share. And then you come off as a confident, composed, and very mindful person. That is what I'm talking about. When it comes to turning the trances of your communication into transformations in your communication, that's one of the things that you can do to take your time to filter through your words, to really become aware of what you're doing, why you're doing, and how you can do even better, and then delivering it. So that's one way of creating transformation in your communication. And there are also signs. I'll give you 3 signs that you know you are on autopilot. 1, you keep saying one day. How many of you do that? One day I'm going to start going on a diet. One day I'm going to start the gym. One day I'm going to start yoga. One day I am going to follow my dream. One day I'm going to become a coach. Hello? I run a coaching certification school. I run a coaching business school. I've heard this my entire life because I was one of them. It took me 6 years to really make the decision and to go for it. So I understand, who am I to say anything? I'm not judging here. I'm just pointing out a fact that we run on autopilot. If I had known that I was on autopilot, if somebody made me aware, if somebody gave me the formula for change when I was 25 years old, trust me, I wouldn't have waited a second more. I would have jumped into my coaching education, my neurolinguistic programming education. I would have reprogrammed my entire thinking so that I could transform my life earlier, sooner. I started at 31. I am 46 today. I am grateful, yes. And it would have been definitely faster. So for those of you who are listening to me, who are perhaps younger, you are at the beginning of your career, in the middle of your career, perhaps you are on a journey of seeking your truth, because we always seek our truth. We always look for the light. Where is the North Star? Where do we go from here, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. I know we are all human beings. I know you feel me. I know. I get you. I've been there. I know you are on autopilot. Sometimes it might even be a little bit painful to admit, but hey, the sooner the better. If you're feeling like there is something deep inside of you, and then you keep saying one day, that's a sign, another sign. Perhaps you go about your days and then you're like, I'm fine, but inside you're resentful. Ouch. If you're resenting life, I'll tell you, life owes you nothing. Breaking news, life owes you nothing. You get to partner up with your life to co-create the change that you desire, that you want, because you are a conscious co-creator of your life. You get to partner with life. Life is just not going to give things to you. You're not a passive effect of anything. You are an active participant of your life and everything about your life. Where you live, who you live with, where you work, who you talk with, who you surround yourself with, what you eat, what you don't eat. Everything is 100% your responsibility. And that's where you turn the trances, the conditionings of the society into transformations, because that's how, with consciousness, you add your consciousness in the soup of the trance that you have, and it just blends together. And you get to create the formation form. You create a form out of the trance that you are in. That is a transformation. And that is what I love doing. I love co-creating transformations with my clients, with my students, with my coaching students, with my coaching educator students, because this is how we can change the world. This is how we can become the change we want to see in the world. And then this is also what happened to one of my recent graduates. I can actually share this video. This is exactly what she said as her biggest takeaway from my Neuro-Shine technology coaching education program. So this is what she says. I'm just going to read it and you can see it as well. What is your biggest takeaway from this program? She goes, partnering with life. It has everything we need to ask, how can I partner with my life? And it answers who we want to be. I just love it. It'll be my compass. That's it. She took that away as her biggest learning, her practice, and then she lives by it every day. And when she shows up to our live Zoom classes, she goes, you know what? I ask my question to my higher self, to my life. Is this in alignment with my truth? And then I wait for an answer from myself. And then that's how I make my decisions. This is how she is partnering with her life. She is asking if it is in alignment with her truth. And that is how she went from, how do I do this? To this is how I do it. And then this is also how I teach it to my daughter.
The first day when you mentioned, partner with life, I was just, wow. That is something I will never forget. It really impacted my heart a lot. After all of my dear peers, how they have mentioned nothing else. They really covered how I felt, but I feel like it is what all the words we have been hearing is like partnering with life. It really impacted me. Whatever I take step now, I'm just thinking, am I partnering with my life? It's very impactful. Thank you very much. I'm super happy I met you. And again, the day I met Shiny, I saw like a wild deer and I was like, my heart stopped. And I was like, okay, this must be a sign. And I really feel like, I guess it is, the moment I'm just thinking, partnering with life, I'll be remembering you and the wild deer I saw that day. And it's a wonderful memory for me. It's true life memory for me that I will say to my daughter.
One is that every session is a learning experience.
Yes.
And, good or bad, you learn something from it. And also, I really appreciate the powerful questions that you examples of that that definitely helps.
I wanted to share this because to me, it's such a transformation with the trends that we live in and we are not aware of. The autopilot is just killing the vibe. And we don't want that. I don't want autopilot to destroy the magic of life. When you're on autopilot, do. No. You're not a human doing. You're a human being. You want to take a pause and just be. And that's where transformation becomes truly transformational. In pausing and really partnering up with your life. And that is what I want you to think about. I want to ask you a question. Here's the question. Are you constantly busy, but rarely fulfilled? Take your time. Pause. You can even pause this video and then come back with your answer. Are you constantly busy, but rarely fulfilled? Whatever your answer is, know that there is always another level of fulfillment. There is another level of alignment with your truths. There's another level of partnership with life. like how my graduate was talking about. And for that alignment, for that kind of deeper level fulfillment, I want you to just really take your time to review, what is it costing you? Why are you busy? Busy doing what? For what reason? I really hope that I get to shake your core with this question, because that might be a trance. If that's the trance that you are in, thinking that you are busy, busy bee. Busyness comes from being busy. Well, I mean, I am busy with my business because it has a purpose, but I am always fulfilled. So I love keeping myself busy with my business because I chose this. I signed up for this. I partnered up with my life. I said, count me in. I'm in. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So I keep myself busy with this. I turned my trances that I had back in my early 20s in Istanbul, and now this is my transformation. I turned my trances into formations. I formed my business out of choosing how to be busy. You see what I'm saying? Playing with the words today. Because that's literally how I see English. If you don't know, I'm sure you know, English is my second language. And then when I look at the root cause of everything in life, it only makes me want to look at the root of every word in English. And that's how I see business, coming from busy. Fulfillment, feeling myself, it's something that is going to make me full. Transformation is what the formation I am going to create out of the trances. You see what I'm saying? So that's why let's just pause. Let's pause already. Enough with the autopilot. Enough with never asking yourself about your truth. Is it in alignment with your truth? Is it something that you truly want to begin with? What is your truth? Who are you? Why do you exist? I can go really deep with you. I can bring all my research studies and then I can have a philosophical and a scientific conversation. And then we can talk a lot about the Big Bang and then how we came up as this amazing beings and then how we are divine light inside of us, because that is literally my message, my take home message. If you are taking home anything from this episode today, please know that you are in charge. Never ever allow anybody to put you under a trance. You create your own trance formations. You choose the three-dimensional, the formational, the tangible form, transform. So you turn your trances, your conditions, your societal programs and conditions into transformations. That would be my take-home message for you. If you loved this episode, I would really appreciate if you could put a like on it, share it with more people who are in need of transformations to move from autopilot to living in alignment with their truth and purpose. Especially with my Neuro-Shine technology, I would like to invite you to check out my Academy of Neuro-Shine Technology, because we turn you into a change maker. You transform yourself first, you experience how to transform others, and then you become a change maker. You become a transformer. First, you go through it, you experience it, and you feel it in your bones. And then you're going to hear from some of my graduates, my students. And I would like to invite you to go to my website, grab that free PDF on shinyinsoul.com to see if we can help you with my academy, with my Neuro-Shine technology programs. Perhaps you just come and check out my Neuro-Shine technology digital courses. Perhaps you just download a free language audit PDF. Perhaps you just study International Coaching Federation coaching skills. Perhaps you join a faculty cohort. Perhaps you join me, my cohorts, and learn to become a transformer with me. Whatever you feel like, I just want to invite you to take a look, because you will be transformed. When somebody is in my world, they are forever transformed. And I say it because that's what I witness every single day with my work. So I would love you to experience that. I wish 20 years ago, when I was starting this journey, somebody offered what I am offering you today. Just check it out, because I know what I have is deeply transformational for you. So thank you for allowing my light to enter into your beautiful brain, your neurons, and your cosmic light. And until next time, keep shining your light.
First, I would highly recommend this to each and every person on this planet, because something like this is an investment in yourself. And even if you do not become a coach or choose to not use it as in a coaching business or in your profession, what you learn about yourself, for yourself, with yourself is absolutely priceless. So you walk away with, well, a beautiful set of skills, a beautiful set of coaching skills, and ICF accredited certification. I think what's more beautiful is you walk away hand in hand with yourself.
Oh, wow. Oof.
You walk away hand in hand with yourself. It's almost like, this is how I've been feeling. You know, I took my own hand and I was like, hey, come, let's go. Let's do this.
You and I and NST and I meant to meet. It was time.
That is so true.
That is how I'm feeling, truly.
Yes, me too.
I knew I was a coach by nature. I knew it. I always felt it.
Mhm.
But, you know, going through life, and when life throws things at us,
Yes.
we tend to forget our strength. We tend to forget our resourcefulness. And that was the time when I said, like, I lost balance. That was the moment. That was a mental state I was in at that time.
Yeah.
You and NST literally held my hand and pulled me out of there and took me through everything. So I can't say this is just a training. It touched me from 12 to 3. I went to bed, woke up at 1. I thought I was going to be jet lag every week. Not at all. I was more energetic the next day.
Wow. Really?
It was amazing. So this is not just a training or a course to me. It's now a lifestyle. I'm addicted.
Go galactic.
Go galactic. Go galactic.
Then you're in the right place. Let's go, let's go.